What is this thing by Dash Webble? This thing is heavy for its size, like lead. Balls are fused inside. Magnet will not stick. Found outside in the ground when digging for garden. What is this? Looks like something used to grind tunnels through rock earth moving drill bit. Could be cobalt steel, hence why so heavy. Very poisonous. Do not handle this thing more than you have to until you know. Reconsider eating anything you grow in that garden. Both cobalt and iron are ferromagnetic. These are the right shaped ball at least. http://foxindustries.com/products/grinding-media/C-type-ceramic-balls-for-ball-mills/ This gets my vote. Based on the fingers in the background, the balls aren't as large as original though. The cubic structure on the back is interesting, but could just be from material screens. The dark material could be fused manganese dust, which is commonly used in these machines, and is also non-magnetic. Those look like balls for a ball mill. Depending on the type of steel, they may not be magnetic, or could simply be made of a non-ferrous metal alloy. I'd guess the mill broke down, resulting in the slurry hardening like concrete, locking the balls in place. Is there any mining in your area? I'd agree on the ball mill. Or maybe some type of industrial bearing. Wish we knew the diameter. Looks nothing like a rock drill. They have conical teeth and either rotate or are staggered into a cutting pattern. They wouldn't be held together like this in a matrix of another material. They are either welded onto a steel face or bolted so they can pivot. Also, cobalt steel is not poisonous at all to handle, only fine dust, so please stop talking about things you have no clue. A guess is fine, misinformation is bad. Seconding all of that. They sell M35 cobalt drill bits at every Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart in the US. They are not dangerous to handle. My educated guess would be that this is caked slurry from the discharge of an industrial ball mill. The squarehead probably came from some sort of sieve on the discharge that got damaged during use, hence why you got what looks like ceramic balls stuck in that mess. I'd advise you to ask around mining related subreddit for IDMO. This looks like what would remain if someone poured a semi-molten metal mixed with ball mill balls over a mesh. The mesh held the balls in place while some of the molten metal oozed through the mesh and formed the rods in the hotter places, while in the cooler places it just left an imprint of the mesh on the metal. Since it was buried in a garden, the mesh could have rusted, weathered away, leaving the more resilient balls and slag behind. My title describes the thing. It's heavy and I can't get magnets to stick. Looks like purple balls melted into something. Possibly lead? Underside has pin looking spots and other parts are smoothed. You can see the balls poking through from the other side. I found this in dirt when digging a garden. Knowing what part of the world might help narrow this down. Based on ARP's comment history, Ohio, USA. Have a Giga counter? That was my first thought. Are you located near a military base? It looks like an anti-personnel light vehicle cluster munitions that failed to fully separate when detonated. That was my initial thoughts, that it was some type of munition that is suspended in a matrix. This looks very much like the fragmentation media for an anti-aircraft or anti-radiation missile. I agree. Here's an example. https://ipo.lucasiuxz.gov.pl/wide-on-ictwa/wp-content/uploads/2021/04/dhote-1 .pdf closed bracket from a technical paper. You'll need to scroll down. Here's another example. https://www.greetwarforum.org/topic/227519-shrapnel-shell/ closed bracket from some WW1 artillery. Been trying to find examples of the red media behind the balls, but understandably, most things like this aren't readily photographed. But the general form, cylindrical shape, heavy weight, balls to expel out along with sharp metal rods feel right for only this type of thing. Edit. Thank you kind Redditor for the award. I have no idea, but it kinda looks like the back is made to split into lots of small pieces, which is leading me to believe some sort of explosive. Be careful. I think it could definitely be the remains of some sort of shrapnel shell ordnance. I'm scouring Google Images to see if I can find anything exact. I'm getting shrapnel vibes. This is from a casting. Those balls are in the cup at the top of the mold. The molten metal is poured, goes through them and into the ceramic mold. Fun fact is those balls get literally red hot, jump, spill out and explode like little grenades. I worked in a foundry and saw this exact thing in the picture every day. Makes the most sense. Can you describe setup and purpose? Looks like it was the balls on top, then a layer of grid so they don't fall into the casting maybe? Someone tried to make a lead casting in their tumbler. I agree with this. It looks like tumbler grinding media, balls, surrounded by lead, if poured into a tumbler which has a screen to remove the debris. The lead went through the screen and then hardened. I would break the lead and see if you find screen material. What is the scale here? Small, based on the picture that shows Arp's fingers in the background. This looks like the whole thing is around palm-sized. I don't know what it was, but it certainly looks like it would make nasty shrapnel if it exploded. Those are ceramic beads in a non-ferromagnetic alloy bed. http://foxindustries.com/products/grinding-media/c-type-ceramic-balls-for-ball-mills/ Ceramics are remarkably hard and tough, and are commonly used in industrial processing machines that grind, mash, crack or break any hard material like ores or rock. They are usually the material that actually interacts and manipulates the material that is required to be manipulated or transported. Their hardness allows them a long lifetime in contact with hard or tough matter. This is probably from some type of grinder, but that's all I know. The purple things look like the Illumina satellites. http://www.nostoninc.com/our-products/beads/grinding-media-depot/ closed bracket of this grinding media. I've looked everywhere for the weird metal pin thing and can't find anything. Not sure if this helps any. Cheers. I'm gonna second the suggestion of a fragmentation device. The combination of the pin geometry and ball geometry doesn't make sense to me for any other purpose. If these are millstones that were being cast, what are people suggesting? IDK, but there's no reason whatsoever they'd be joined with pins like that. The pins themselves don't seem to have any alternative purpose to being shrapnel creators. I was reminded of the pin toys from the 90s and tried to visualize a freak house fire melting a toy like that together with some toy balls. But no, those pins aren't a toy, they are not able to move independently, and they just don't seem to have a friendly purpose. Those pins aren't meant to increase surface area for heat dispersion. They're not gonna be any good for drilling. Those pins aren't meant to do anything but become separate pieces of metal moving through the air. I agree. UTM source equals share and amp. UTM medium equals IOSAP and amp. UTM name equals IASMF and amp. Context equals 3. To my comment below. This is a part of an exploded mining drill. Do you have a set of hardness test files? Might help identify the material. The balls remind me of alumina nuggets balls used in wet mill grinding to make substrate slurry for porcelain tile etc., except they are usually white. My vote is something explosive based on the fragmentation backplate. Why would you make a rock drill out of tiny bars? After watching numerous videos, this appears to be some sort of mineral that was processed in a planetary ball mill that solidified as it was being sent through a sieve, similar to seen here. https://yahoo.be/_8zxxmhubq. It possibly could be radioactive, so I would handle with care. The amount of times I just read ball mill has made me uncomfortable. Don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like it was made for peaceful purposes. I wouldn't handle it. That looks like an explosive with anti-personnel fragmentation. Fun stuff. It's part of big firework. I always wanted to say this. RIP inbox : I don't know if we will ever know what this thing is for sure. This is why I love Reddit, though. Groupthink. I think Zoth3RM is onto something about the shape. I think the balls are from a ball mill. The pin looking thing could be from a needle gun. If the balls got stuck, somebody could have used a needle gun to try and chip it loose. It's nothing like a needle gun. Those are round and about 200 millimeters long. UOP, could you take more pictures with a scale in shot? OP, there's a lot of contention on what this might be. Could you tell me, if you don't mind, whether your home was built on brownfield, something was there before, like industry? If this is the case, do you know what was there first?